What's up, my Do Life in a Body You Love chicks? We are celebrating our 100th episode today. Can you even believe it? I cannot. And so, of course, I want to talk about how do you actually do life in a body you love? That's what we're going to talk about today. I want to give you 4 tips slash mindset shifts slash whatever. We'll call them tips, okay? To get back in a body you love, but do it in a way where you're actually enjoying your life. Now, here's what I mean by do life in a body you love. Yes, it is about getting back into a body that you're confident in and that you're comfortable in, and then you like getting dressed. You don't hate going and putting clothes on, like going to your closet of terror, as I jokingly, but only half kidding, joke about how I used to feel about going to my closet, right? Hated getting dressed. Ugh. But yeah, it's that confidence. It's liking your body. It's having energy. Sure. It's all of those things that we typically think of when we think about losing weight. But it's more than that. Like, do life in a body you love. Did you guys ever notice that the do life part is capitalized? That's not just like Nikki being weird or being cute or what, I don't know why she did that. No, it's because the only reason why I care about any of you losing any weight is because I want you to be fully embracing your life and showing up in a really big way and being purposeful and having joy and living with intention and living the best possible life that you can, being fully present in your life, not being checked out, not just always having guilt trips or always feeling like you're not doing enough or being enough or that you're not good enough. And it's all, I wanted you guys to get rid of all of that and just be so freaking happy with who you are and how you live your life. Now, I know that when women feel better in their body, then they can actually do that. So when we don't feel comfortable in our body, that's a really big ask to even step into all those other things, right? And I know from working with, I don't know, probably 200 women at this point. I'm bad at tracking things, but it's a lot. I know that when we don't feel confident in our body, that is a big focus, and it's mentally draining. Even when we're not trying to lose weight, we're always thinking about losing weight or what I should be doing. You're maybe having a piece of cake, but you're thinking about oh, I'm such a piece of crap because I'm eating this piece of cake. I'm blah, blah, blah. So even when we're not even actively trying to lose weight, we have all of this stuff happening in our head, and it keeps us from really doing life fully because we're always thinking about all this other crap, right? And then, when we are trying to lose weight, we're for sure not doing life. We're on a diet, hating our life, or torturing ourselves in the gym, or whatever weird things we're doing. We're not going out to eat because we think that we can't go out to eat, or just 1 million things going on when we're also trying to lose weight. And here's what I know, having worked with so many women for so many years on weight loss, all of the torturous things that we do to ourselves, that we think they're the most effective things to do to lose weight, they're actually not. They're not the most effective, and we don't enjoy them. And so I really want you to find what is going to work for your body, but that you also actually enjoy it. That's the whole purpose of doing life in a body that you love. Why do we even want to have healthy, strong, fit bodies that we feel confident in, that we feel comfortable in? It's so we can just go out and have a really good life and not be worried about that, right? And so in the process, let's not torture ourselves with crazy things that don't actually work any more effectively. In fact, most of the crazy things that we do to lose weight are much less effective than the sustainable things. But the sustainable things are just so much easier that we think that they can't possibly work. And so when we get serious about our fitness, we're going to go big or go home, right? But then where does that usually lead us? Burning out, failing after a few days, few weeks, maybe a few months, putting all the weight that we lost back on, and then we just stay stuck on this crazy cycle. So I am here to tell you that you can absolutely get back in a body that you're really happy in and really confident in while you do things that you actually like doing. And that is where you're going to find this place where you get to just like be you and not be on a diet and not be constantly counting calories or counting points or having to eat every 2 hours or only being able to eat in a 2 hour window because you're doing fasting, or like, you guys, like, do we want to be doing all these things when we're like 80-year-old women? Like, no, yeah, we got to get rid of all of that. Right. And so I want to give you 4 things that you can start to like play with, both from a mindset standpoint and also with your strategy, so that you can get back in a body that you like and like your life and be bold and be confident and enjoy what you're doing and show up for yourself. Like, hold that integrity with being the woman that you know you can be, that you want to be, showing up and being her more days than not. I was going to say every single day, but the reality is no, you don't even need to do it every single day. You just need to do it more often than not. Okay. So here's number 1. We're going to talk about this in terms of like losing weight, because I know that's what most of us want to do to get back in a body we love. For some of you, it might not be weight loss, though. It might be increasing your strength, increasing your mobility. I don't know what the things are that you want to work on. I'm here for all of that, by the way. I love all of that. But in terms of like losing weight without being miserable, without dieting, without doing things where you put the weight back on, the very first thing that you have to do, this is like non-negotiable. I don't know why nobody ever talks about this. I literally don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this. And to me, it's like the most crucial piece of all of this is you have to have a maintenance first mindset. So what do I mean by that? We all think that the process of maintaining what we lose starts at the end of our weight loss journey. That makes sense. Lose the weight and then figure out how to keep it off, right? It doesn't work though. And there's a couple of reasons why it doesn't work. So number 1 is just the whole metabolic factor. If you're doing things to lose weight that are slowing down your metabolism, we talked a lot about this last week. So if you're interested in like the metabolism piece and like how fast you can lose weight and blah, 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 go listen to last week's episode. But if you're doing things that slow down your metabolism in order to lose weight, how easy is that going to be to maintain? When there are other things you could do to lose weight that won't slow down your metabolism. So like, why wouldn't you do those things? Like, it usually the answer is because, well, I want to hurry up and lose it, and then I'll worry about that. And it's like, wait, that's not actually how it works though, because you just wrecked your body and you're not going to be able to maintain it. But you lost maybe 5 more pounds quicker than you might have doing something sustainable. But like with the sustainable method, you would have actually kept losing weight and you wouldn't hit that big plateau. And like, you actually get there faster and more efficiently with sustainable. But we have it in our heads that like, just go really hard and really fast, right? Just get me to where I want to be and then I'll worry about maintaining it. And it's like, yeah, but doing that guarantees you can't maintain it. So that's the crux. That's the main reason we say stuck on the hamster wheel of dieting forever, is because we're jacking our bodies in order to lose the weight. Well, don't do that. Like, give your metabolism what it needs all along the way. And then maintenance is like way easier. And then there's the mindset aspect of it as well. So in order to keep off the weight, we got to keep doing whatever we did to lose it forever. Now, technically not. You could lose it on a diet and then transition off of the diet onto sustainable, healthy eating. However, I've never seen that work. It sounds good in theory. I've never seen it work. Not even from only because of the metabolism thing. Okay. But that's a big part of it. But you didn't really learn what your metabolism wants if you do it that way. You just followed some crazy diet that forced your body into losing weight. And now you're trying to just like eat healthy, but you don't really know how eating healthy for your body maintains a healthy weight. It's not as simple as like, go eat clean. Like, I know so many women who diet and then eat clean and gain back all the weight. And it's not because they're cheating on their clean eating. It's because eating clean doesn't actually cause weight loss, nor does it actually maintain it. Like there's so much more to it than that. And you have to be able to change your habits forever. So most people who want to diet and then transition onto healthy eating, clean eating, whatever the case may be, they have a really hard time pulling that off. So even if it would work, okay, even if you didn't mess up your metabolism in the process of your diet, and even if you could eat clean or eat healthy when your diet was over and have it work, the problem is most people can't even do that. Then when they do, it doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? But like, here's the deal. To change habits is hard, even if you like what you're doing. So like we give our clients, like, we don't give them like meal plans. We go, okay, tell me what you already eat and we're going to tweak it so that you and your family will still like what you're eating, but it's going to help your metabolism. Like it's as basic as it can possibly be. It's amazing. Even that said, it might also be like, here, let's go for a walk. Even just doing those things. Sometimes changing your behavior is hard, right? So here's the deal. Let's say you have to diet for 6 months to hit your goal. Well, the whole time that you were doing that, you were laying down new habits while you were on the diet. You were changing the way that you were eating. You were changing the way that you were moving. You were changing the way that you were meal prepping. You were doing all these things. And it was starting to lay down a new neural pathway in your brain, AKA a habit. It's not really a habit at 6 months, but it's getting there. It's really, you've put in a lot of the work, even at 3 months. You've put in a lot of the work. Okay, so, but you're doing it on something that you know that you don't want to do forever. So then when you come off of the diet, you have to start the whole process again of laying down new neural pathways. You have to start the process of building the habit all over again. So you basically just wasted 3 to 6 months. I don't know, however long you're going to diet, establishing behavioral patterns in your brain that you don't want to keep doing. You're like making it so much harder on yourself when you're like, hey, I'm just going to do whatever I can to get this weight off my body, and then I'm going to worry about maintenance. Don't work. You're making it harder on yourself from a habit standpoint. You might be making it impossible on yourself from a metabolism standpoint. So here's the shift. Maintenance starts day one. Take a maintenance first approach when you're setting up your weight loss plan. Is this something I want to do forever? That's the first question you should ask yourself. What we typically want to ask ourselves is, what will take the fat off of my body the fastest? What will make the scale move the fastest, right? We want it to be the most effective. I get it, you guys. That's exactly how my brain works too. If I'm going to put the time and energy into something, I want it to be the most effective thing it could possibly be. Listen, most effective don't matter if you can't do it forever. And I would argue that the thing that causes you to rebound weight gain did not get you there faster. So when you're picking, what are you going to do? How are you going to eat? How are you going to move? Blah, 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 whatever the thing is. Am I going to take this pill or that pill or whatever the thing is this something I want to do forever? If the answer is no, cross it off the list. It's not something you're going to do then. Okay. And then when you come up with things that, okay, yes, I could do these things forever. Now you have to look and go, is this going to help my metabolism or is this going to hurt my metabolism? So maintenance mindset and maintenance from a metabolic standpoint. Those are the two things that you want to be focused on. Okay. Now, the second thing is that you have to meet your mind and your metabolism where they're at. You got to meet them where they're at and start the journey there and just put your horse blinders on. So let me give you some examples. First of all, let's talk about the mindset piece first. If you are extremely busy, extremely stressed out, have a lot of things going on, it's going to be harder to change your behavior, but you can do it. So I don't care how busy you are. There's always something that you could do. Always, always, always something that you could be doing to help your habits, help your mindset, help your body. Don't kick the can down the road and do nothing. That is like never the answer. We should always be doing something. But how much change can you handle all at one time? So when we're writing a blueprint out with our clients, it's like, okay, here would be the ideal based on what you already do and what your goals are and where you're trying to go. This would be the ideal thing. This is the ideal way to eat. We would change this, this, and this. This is the ideal workout structure. This, and this. but like maybe you're not ready for the ideal yet. We need to put some other groundwork in place. So it's like you're kind of like itemizing things of least importance to most importance. Now, somebody who has a lot of time on their hands, isn't super stressed out, they may be able to come on board and go, oh, I could change this, this, and this all at once. That's not a problem. And so, of course, they're going to see results faster. But somebody else who has a lot of life things going on might be like, oh, I can really only change like 1 or 2 things at a time. Now, changing those 1 or 2 things at a time is going to get them results faster than changing nothing, right? But here's what happens. We look at what somebody else is doing and we go, oh, well, she is getting better results because she's doing this, this, and this. Or why is it so easy for her to eat like this? Or how come she doesn't have a hard time getting her strength training done, but like I can barely even go on a walk? And we do this like comparison thing. Or even if we're not comparing to somebody else, we compare it against what we think we quote unquote should be doing. And then we bully ourselves, or we try to take on too much all at once. And then our consistency is what suffers. It is better to do a little bit consistently all the time than to do all the things you could possibly do for 3 days. And like always start over on Monday. You ain't getting anywhere like that. You'd get a lot farther if you took 1 or 2 things, if that's what you can mentally handle right now. Now, there may be some mindset things that we have to work through. Maybe there's some belief issues. Maybe there's just not having certain skill sets like meal prepping or whatever. Like whatever the things are that you need, figure them out, meet yourself where you're at, and just start there. Your starting point is perfect. It's perfect. It's where you are. It's not a big deal. But you can't force yourself to be ready to tackle 12 things all at one time if you just literally can't handle all of that from a mental standpoint right now. So it's like, it's kind of like a self-awareness thing, like being self-aware of like, okay, what can I realistically do? Push yourself. Don't just let yourself off the hook and do nothing. That is not the answer. So you do want to push yourself, but you want to make it realistic. You want to make it doable. You want to understand where is your mindset at. Now, how do we meet our metabolism where it's at? What do I mean by that? Well, anybody who has more than 5 pounds to lose has to go through different metabolic cycles. Okay. So there's going to be times where you're trying to basically like repair your metabolism and get her fired up. There's going to be times where you are burning fat. That's the spot everybody always wants to be in. And then there's this like balancing point where it's like, okay, I've reached my goals, but now I have to get my hormones back where they need to be and get my metabolic adaptation pushed in the other direction so that I can eat a lot of calories and maintain where I'm at. Okay. And so now you're in this balanced phase. You have to cycle through all 3 of these. This is like non-negotiable. You can't just always be driving the scale down, 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 down. You're going to hit aggressive plateaus. You're going to crash your metabolism and then rebound weight gain. And so when you get started on your journey, it might be the case that like you've just kind of like not been moving a whole lot and just kind of like eating whatever. And you're going to be somebody who it's like really easy to start losing weight because it's like, oh, we can just literally make like 2 tweaks to your food and start walking and like you're going to lose weight and it's going to be amazing. And you're going to be like, oh, wow, that's so great. But like eventually we have to like do more metabolic work. Everybody does. Nobody gets off the hook with this. Okay. Maybe a little bit when we're younger. And some people who have just like super high burning metabolisms, those are people who probably are not even listening to this podcast anyways. The rest of you are like me, where you just like your body needs a little bit more tweaking than that, right? And so here's the deal. If your body needs a boost, it needs your metabolism to get fired back up, you can't force it into a burning phase. I mean, you can. There's pretty much always something we can do to make your scale move. Like there are aggressive things, we can do them, we can get your scale moving. It's only going to go so far though. Like if your metabolism is to the point where she's like, hey girl, I need a little bit of TLC. We need to boost our metabolism. You can drive the scale down, it's not going to lead to anything long term, and you're going to make your metabolism worse. So wherever your body is at right now, you have to be okay with it. You have to accept it. And then you have to play smart. What does your metabolism need? Like, we are constantly with our clients asking them so many annoying things on their weekly check-in. Like, how is this feeling? How is this feeling? Blah, 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 blah. It's way more than just what's the scale doing, because we need to know, how is their metabolism handling what we're doing? Can we keep burning fat, or do we need to start boosting their metabolism? Are we being too aggressive with the calorie deficit? Are we not in enough of a calorie deficit? Whether they're counting calories or not, some are, some aren't. But here's the deal. You got to figure out what your body needs in this moment. You have to accept whatever she tells you and give her what she wants. So you have to meet your metabolism where it's at. You have to meet your mindset where it's at. How much change can you handle right now? And what should that change be? What does your body need right here today in this moment in time? I don't care what is working well for your husband. Don't care. I don't care what worked well for you 3 years ago, to be honestly, because that's not where you are today. So it's, what do you need today? What does that plan need to look like? And now, how many of these changes can we handle to get you where you want to be all at one time? That's how you're building out a sustainable plan to get back into a body that you love. Okay, and then the third one is to make your goal, your final destination, your why, whatever you want to call it, make it about more than just appearance. So here's the deal. I am here for some appearance-driven goals. When I am working out, sometimes I'm thinking about how strong I want to be, blah, 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 but I'm not gonna lie. I'm just thinking about, like, how big can I get my butt and how small can I get my waist? Those are my appearance goals. You may have heard that and gone, what is she talking about? My ass is huge and all I want to do is shrink my ass. Did she just say she's trying to grow her ass? Yeah, these are my goals. You can pick your own goals for your body, right? I want the biggest butt I can possibly have with the smallest waist I can possibly have. No joke. That's my appearance goal. Okay. So that does motivate me. That does drive me. Like, how my pants fit matters to me. And I don't think that it's, what do you want to call it? I don't think that it's like vain to want your body to look a certain way. I don't think that it's like unchristian for Christian women to care about their appearance. Like, I think that that's all hogwash. Now, I mean, obviously you shouldn't care only about your looks. If you're just like, that's the most important thing in the world, being a good person doesn't matter, like, it's just all about like your looks. Okay, yeah, sure. There's like, that can go too far. But in general, I think women wanting to feel confident in their bodies, like, no, there's nothing wrong with that. So you have all the appearance goal based goals you want, boo. And if you want to have a scale goal, I'm here for it. I'm cool with it. I like the scale. The scale motivates me. Some of my clients, I'm like, I need you to throw your scale in the trash because this thing is not doing us any favors. Depends on your mindset, right? Have a scale goal, have a clothing goal, have a look goal, whatever you want to do, but then take it deeper. And here's why I think this is so, so important. Even if the main thing that drives you is what your body looks like, even if the main thing is like, I remember when my seatbelt didn't dig into my belly and it spill over, and I would like to get rid of that. Cool. I'm here for it. Let's go. But have something that's deeper too. It's going to help you with your consistency so much. And it's going to help you make smart choices. So if we're only focused, let's say, on the scale, it's so easy to make the wrong choice. And so, and the wrong choice being the thing that's going to drive the number down on the scale the fastest, but wreck your body. That's what I mean by the wrong choice. So you could pick between option A, B, or C. There may be 3 different things along your journey that you could do. And this happens actually sometimes with our clients. I'll be like, okay, so here's where we're at. Here's what's going on with your body based on the biofeedback that you sent in this week. And, you know, we could keep going and you'll keep losing, but I think you're going to hit a plateau and it's going to be really hard to pull out of. Or we can stop right now and we can go into a little bit of a boosting phase, and your scale's probably going to stop. It might even go up a little bit, but then we're going to be able to lose fat even easier, or we can, stop and focus on building muscle, like whatever the thing is. We might have like 3 choices laid out. And my clients are grown women, so they decide for themselves. I'm not here to boss them around, right? I'm here to present the facts and the science and go, what do you want to do? Here's my opinion, but what do you want to do? And let's get after it. Okay. If your only focus is the scale, you're going to always pick the thing that moves it the fastest. And oftentimes the thing that moves the scale the fastest is actually going to cause the biggest plateaus and the most rebound weight gain. So in the short term, it looks like it's getting us to our destination faster, but in reality, it's sabotaging us and it's pushing us further away from our long-term goal. Now, when you have some other goals besides just the number on the scale, it's much easier to have patience when you need to have patience with the scale. So maybe it's also that you're tracking inches. Now, that's still an appearance-based thing, right? We're still in the appearance-y thing, but that's better than just the scale. Photos, before and after photos, or progress photos, whatever. That's still better than just the scale. How your pants fit, still better than just the scale. But let's take it a step further and think about, what are some health goals that you want? Do you have health markers that you care about? Do you have longevity markers that you care about? Do you have mobility things or a strength goal? I freaking love a fitness or strength goal. I love it so much. So if you've never been able to do a push-up not on your knees, maybe that's a goal. Okay, now think about what that would take. If you're somebody who's never been able to do a push-up, for you to be able to do a push-up might require a couple of things. It might require improved strength. It might require you to lose some weight, because maybe that ratio needs to be a little bit better for you to be able to do it. It might require increased mobility. I don't know what your body needs, but if you have that as a focus, you're going to make smarter choices that are going to lead to better body recomposition goals than only focusing on the scale, because you'll be like, oh, I don't want to starve. I need to increase my strength. Well, increasing your strength, AKA increasing your muscle, that actually helps your metabolism, right? So it's also helping get you to your appearance goal, but it's kind of keeping you on the right path. And it's so empowering, right? My thing forever was being able to do a pull-up. I didn't honestly think that I could ever do a pull-up. I just thought that my body just didn't do them. Never done a pull-up a day in my life, not even as a child. It used to make me so mad in elementary school when we would do those little presidential, whatever they were called, fitness test thingies. And always the only thing that I couldn't do was the pull-up. I had to be the one who just did the hang on the bar thing, and it made me so mad. And then when I started going to CrossFit and stuff, and I was like, oh my God, these people do just bust out all these pull-ups. I'm never going to be able to do a pull-up. It took me 3 freaking years. I can't tell you how excited I was when I finally actually did a pull-up. My brain exploded. It was amazing. I felt so strong, and just I just did this really, really, really hard thing that I did not ever think that I could do. When you guys have fitness goals and you hit them, it's extremely empowering, and it gives you so much confidence that whatever you want to do with your body, the weight loss thing becomes so much easier, because you're like, oh, if I can do this, if I can do a push-up, if I can do a pull-up, if I can do a handstand, I don't know what your thing is going to be. It might be get on the floor and get back up without help. Dude, that's so amazing. If you can't do that and that's a goal that you have, let's get after it. That's a huge longevity marker. Huge. Grip strength is one. Can you just hang from a bar? Just your own body weight, just hanging from a bar. That's a really big one. There are so many different things like that that you can pick. But here's the deal. When you're in one of those phases where you're being strategic, maybe your scale's not going down, and you're doing it on purpose because you understand all of the different cycles of a metabolism, and you're like, nope, I'm in a boosting phase and I'm going to focus on strength, and maybe decreasing inches, maybe not, depends on where you're at in your boosting phase, right? Setting those SMART goals. when you're working towards something else, it's going to give you so much more patience. Maybe you can't get up a flight of stairs without being super short of breath. And so you're like, I just want to be able to walk up the stairs and not feel like I'm dying and not be huffing and puffing. So yours is a cardiovascular one. So you start walking more, you start doing some light zone 2 cardio, you're building that cardiovascular strength, and you can start to see the changes. They don't happen right away. You got to stay the course, right? But when you start to see those types of improvements, it's going to help you keep that focus, that like, I want to be fit, strong, capable in my old age. I want to be able to take care of my own body. So yes, I want to get back in some amazing looking jeans, and I will get there. But along the way, I'm going to have all these other focuses and health focuses and things like that. It's a much more fun approach than just how many days can I live off of kale and carrots, and how fast can I get the scale to move? Like, you guys, that doesn't work. How many times have we tried it? It only works if the results last and if you can maintain it while living a life that you love. Because here's the real goal. It's not just to hit a number on the scale. It's to have a body that you're super comfortable in, that you like does the things that you want it to do. What do you want to do? Do you want to go hike with your family and not be the slow one? You want to be able to carry a backpack while you hike? You want to be able to get up the flight of stairs. You want to be able to get down on the floor and play with the grandkids and stand back up, without needing help. Like, what are the things that are going to add value to your life? Okay, now let's get you there doing things you enjoy, eating food that you enjoy, having a social life, not having to hide in your house because you're on some diet, or be the girl at the party that's like, oh, I can't have that, I'm on a diet. Like, don't be like the Debbie Downer. Like, just go out and be like a real person who eats real normal food, who doesn't have to live off of strange processed food or completely abstain from all food for hours at a time, or you're like not doing weird things. You're just like being a real girl who's living a real life in a body that she really, really enjoys. Does that make sense? That's what I want for you guys. That's how you can show up like and live your best life, right? Not by torturing yourself on some diet. It's not going to get you there. It's not going to get you there. Are there pieces of diets that work? Yeah. There's parts of diets that we even utilize in our program. It's not like every single thing that we do on a diet is stupid. That's not it. But the whole general approach to it doesn't work. So if you've been trying to lose weight for any period of time and you can never get to your goal because you can never stick with a diet, or you get to your goals all the time, but then you always rebound weight gain, then we got to mix it up, right? And I'm telling you, you can get there just as fast, if not faster, with sustainable methods that you feel really good doing, where your family's not like, oh, cool, mom's going on a diet. That means we're all going to have shitty dinners. You can feed your family real food and you can like eat real food. Like, it's crazy. I swear to you, it's true. So let's recap really fast. 3 shifts that you can make to get back in a body you love while living a life that you love. Number 1, focus on maintenance first. Maintenance starts day 1. That is how you build a plan that's going to help your body and be really fun and help your mindset and all of the things that we need for maintenance. Number 2, meeting your mind and your metabolism where they're at. Put your horse blinders on. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Don't judge yourself for what all the things are that you think you should be doing, or being mad if your body needs a bit of a boosting phase before she's ready to burn fat. Listen, your mind's at where it's at. Your metabolism is where it's at. Meet it where it's at and start planning accordingly. And then number 3, when you sit to set your goals or like your why, make it about more than appearance. You can have appearance-based goals. I'm here for it. I applaud it. It's all good. But make some about longevity, strength, fitness, health. something along those lines, something else to be focused on when you're in that phase where maybe the scale isn't going down every single day and it makes you very frustrated and want to throw your scale in the trash. But it gives you something else to focus on. So I hope that those help get you on the right path to getting back in a body that you love. And if you need help pulling a plan like this together, go to our website and check out the program. Go to keepitoffcoaching.com, peruse around on the website, go to our philosophies tab, see what we're all about, see what our methods are really like. Go to our coaching tab and see a little bit about all of our coaches who work in the program. Go to the Keep It Off Academy page and read about that program. There's a video on there that shows you literally like step by step, what do we do in this program? How do we do this with our clients? What kind of support do they get? This is for women who are like, I'm done with diets. I want to get back in a body that I love, but I don't want to have to live like a Quaker to get there. I am ready for something that's going to last for the rest of my life. I don't want to do anything gimmicky anymore. I want to know, how do I actually change my behavior forever? How do I figure out what my metabolism wants? How do I figure out what my body wants? Because the things that I used to do, they're not working anymore. Something's got to give. Somebody help me figure this out. If that's where your head's at, then this is absolutely probably the best place for you to be. Absolutely, probably. Do you guys like that? It's absolutely probably the best place for you to be. But go check it out. See what you think. Reach out if you have any questions. Thank you all for helping me celebrate our 100th episode. Oh, and if you guys like the podcast, will you do me a favor and go leave a review? Now, here's the second part to that favor. I don't even have Apple, so I can't even see the Apple reviews. So if you go leave a review, go leave a 5-star review and say like what parts of this podcast you enjoy. Why do you like it? Why do you come back here and listen to me yap all the time? Screenshot it and send it to me on Facebook in Messenger, and I will have a surprise bonus gift for you. I'm really trying to get this out there a little bit more. I'm so sick of watching women struggle with diets and beating themselves up and all of that. And so I really want to get this type of stuff in the hands of more women. In your reviews or when you share it, all of that really helps the podcast. And so I want to give you a thank you for doing that. So if you go leave a review, screenshot what you said, shoot it to me on Facebook, and I will send you a little bonus free gift. And that's it. We'll wrap things up and I'll see you chicks next week.